Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Othree. Welcome back to Platicas. This is Platica number 9. It's March 9. I'm here with my boy Steezy. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What up? I go by the name DSteezy. I'm from South Central LA. I make music. I do some like government type shit, and I just be real all the time. What up?
Boom, straight to the motherfucking point. All right, Steezy. Um, Before we get into it, just quick backstory of how we met. We met like what was it, like 12 years ago?
Yeah.
And if you see Platica number 3, my boy Steezy and my boy Cosmic Romp are the reasons why I was able to complete my senior thesis project. My boy Cosmic helped me with the faking the presentations, and my boy Steezy came through and he helped me clutch up and record some songs. And after that, I feel like our relationship just turned into some real homie shit. But we'll get into how our lives, or more like of his life, or how it was during this period of time. But just a little quick background story of how we met. But my first question to you, Steezy, is how do you define family?
Um, Besides the fact I just changed my name, we ain't gonna talk about that. Family, how do I define family? I think family is something that you choose. You know, a lot of people say like blood is thicker than water, but sometimes, family you grew up with, it's just like not it. It's just not hitting the same. So I think you could define family to be what you choose it to be. Meaning like you and I, we family, bro. Well, it could go deeper than that too. You know, like people have friends, like you can have family. You can pick and choose who's your friends. You can pick and choose who's your family. You know what I'm saying? Like who you related to, type shit. But most important part of it all is like I think it's about loyalty. It's about respect. It's about um defining what you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So if we got a squad, like we define those parameters, those rules, those guidelines for the squad because that's our family. And if anybody break that, we're gonna not associate with them anymore. I think that's how you define it. If you, for me, I got you know what, and I'm gonna keep it real. Um, my little brother, he know he is. He wins. That's family right there. You know what I'm saying? Been there since day one, since he was young. He ain't never switched up. He's still here, and man, like that's family. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit. That's my little brother. And if you want to say something else about it, we might have an issue. That type shit. That type shit.
And every time I chill with Steezy, or when we reconnected a couple years ago, he's the perfect example of you're the perfect example of when it comes to calling people your brothers, but they're not really your blood related. Right. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm always asking him, is that your blood related brother, or is that like your like day one brother? And he's like, with my brother, dog, you know what I'm saying? And props to my boy Steezy, who's always real, who's always loyal to his homies and shit. Um, I know you got a couple of them on music, on your tracks,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's a good way to explain family. It's on point. I feel like almost everybody that I've interviewed have had a similar answer. Like I said, everybody, throws in their little 2 cents to that, to with the answer to that question, and you're no any different. You're not any different. And so my next question to you to follow up is, are you at the point in your life where you want to start your own family?
That's a good question. You ain't right for that. It's easy at the point. Um, I'm a type of dude that want to make sure I don't say like I don't know or maybe. If it's a yes or no question, I always tell people answer the question how it is, right? Um, I'm gonna say yes. It's about that time. It's about that time because I need to love something outside of myself. Like Kanye loves Kanye. Like you know what I mean? So I love Steezy. I love what Steezy's been through. I love where Steezy is today. I love where Steezy is going. I love the route Steezy didn't even choose to go, the path. Like, you know what I mean? But the selfishness in me means I should love something else, meaning that I should get a wife or a partner, and I should have some little steezies running around here because it's about that time to love outside of me, if that makes sense. Because I'm gonna love me to death. I'm sorry. I love steezy. But if I love me that much, then I should be able to love like a part of me that I don't have yet, and a part of me that I'm gonna have.
And just to keep it real, I know I'm just throwing you these difficult questions to answer. How close are you to starting your family?
How close am I to starting my family? What year are we in? 2024?
Correct.
It could be 2026, 2 years, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But for the
Uh,
most part, hopefully that's all that wink through my hair.
yeah, I seen
Uh
that.
for the most part, um, that's what I want. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, I ain't mad at it. Because you know why? I still love Steezy.
That's dope, dog. I know every time we like kick it, we always talk about like the future, right? And so that's why I wanted to talk about. We're gonna end the conversation with the future. We're gonna start the conversation with the future. We're gonna end the conversation with the future. But to stay on the topic of family, where are your roots from? Like, where's your family from? I know you said you're from South Central, but let's get deeper into that.
You wild. You wild. You're wild for this.
Let's get it.
Um, I could tell you this. I know my dad's side is from the South. Uh, my grandpa was dark. That's a, he was smooth for what I knew as a kid. Smooth. Like I'm so I know I know when my grandfather looking over me, he be turning in his grave, bro. I'm so wild and out there, like for real. But he was always quiet, smooth, didn't have to say nothing. Like machismo, like masculine. Like you know what I mean? Just stare at you type shit. At least that's what I remember. I don't know if the family had the same sentiment, but that's what I saw when he came around. Like you know what I mean? Um uh that's on my dad's side. Um his mom, well at least I know my pops and they from Carson. You know what I'm saying? Carson, California type shit. Uh the grandfather roots is because I did ancestry on that side. I didn't really do it on her side. Um I know on my mom's side, I never knew my grandpa on my mom's side. He passed away like way back when. But my grandma, before she passed away, on my mom's side, I remember I asked her, where was she from? Tennessee, I believe, which is crazy because how I know her side, at least my mom and them, by way of Ohio.
Mm.
But before my grandma passed away, I asked Tennessee, and then they landed here in LA type shit. Um, but yeah, so I got some Midwest, down south, whatever you want to call it, roots. I think all black people do, keep it 100, African Americans, but that's where it is. But South Central born and raised, baby. That's where I'm from. I wouldn't change it for the world.
And then when you came into the picture, right? Where did you grow up at? Did you move a lot? Were you in the same spot for a long time? Let's get into the roots of Steezy.
Man, we moved a lot. So where can I recall? I'm trying to scan in my brain. Um, we grew up on like 92nd in Vermont. That's the
Mm.
hood for real. When you go down there, you be
Yeah.
like, "Ugh, I'm glad I didn't live here. That would have been crazy in my young adult years in the mid 90s, bruh. And like, I mean, I was still young then. That would have been crazy. It was still crazy. So we went from Vermont, 92nd in Vermont to Second Ave and Adams by the park, and then we went to Seventh Ave in Montclair, which is like off Seventh and Jefferson, and then we went back up to Second Ave and Adams. At one point, my brother and I stayed with Pops. We was off Central and Vernon, and Central Avenue was a very historic uh, corridor, as they say, but a street for African Americans. Back in the day, we couldn't move past Central Avenue, and it was a huge jazz corridor. You know what I mean? The Dunbar Hotel is there, the Jazz Park. So it's like that's a very historic thing. I didn't know that. That was my grandfather's. Um, they own that apartment complex right there. Uh, not trying to say where, but yeah, off Vernon Central. I didn't even know that until like way after he passed. Like, and I lived there. Like at one point, that's how we made it back to Second Ave. Then at one point, where was I? Where was I? We moved to Rialto, California, which is like it's not San Bernardino. It's before there. But and then I think I stayed with my aunt in Fontana in Riverside as well. That was a culture shock. Totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
Um, and then you know what? Can't even cap. I used to stay with the homie in Marina Del Rey. Another culture shock. Like Marina Del Rey used to mess me up. You know what? Fontana Riverside did too. And I'll never forget having that conversation. Um, I was spazzed out because I wasn't used to not hearing helicopters.
Bro, people that don't that people that didn't grow up hearing choppers dog or hearing the huras or my bad, the helicopters and the cops, if you didn't hear that and you go to places where that doesn't normally happen, you trip out because you kind of like expect it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You expect it almost every day, and when you don't hear it, it's almost like you get a level of anxiety. Like, am I in the right place? Like, you start feeling out of place just by not hearing those two specific sounds. And people that never lived with that trauma, I guess you call it that trauma,
No, it's trauma for sure.
if they didn't experience that trauma growing up, they'll never understand it. You feel me? And I try to explain to people. I had my own experience when I went to Ohio. Same thing, dog. So 100% like agree with that shit. It is a big culture shock when you don't hear those two specific sounds.
And it's so weird because it's not like you expect it. It just get to a point where you realize like it's not the first time you get there. It's like after a while. You be there for like 6 months and you just be like, I don't hear no helicopters. What's going on? That's traumatizing. So when I was out there and I went to Marina Del Rey, it's the same thing. Like I was like, I don't understand it. Um, and then technically, oh, at one point I stayed in Alhambra with my little bro. That was an interesting lifestyle to live. They was going to Cal State LA. That was a different, predominantly API, um, and it was very much different. Like we used to throw parties, and they never called the cops, and that's interesting, right? And then we were black in the whole like API community. But then after that, made it. Stayed with Pops in Compton at one point in time as well, and that's how I got involved with Youth Build. But that was another culture shock. Very very much. I mean, Compton is historically what it is that we know it to be. Um, and so I always kept my head on the swivel out there. Never got caught up in nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I always kept my head on the swivel out there for sure. And I used to use public transit to come back to LA, South Central to be exact. Um, and then from there, just landed back in South Central LA, like in the same area. Um, I was from basically off like King and Fig, and then I got an apartment in Long Beach. It was a gentrified off Fourth and Cherry. It got gentrified, but I found out it used to be a hood type shit. And then Had that for a little minute, and then made my way back to South Central again. It's in the same area of King of Fate, to be honest. So, um, I've had my rounds, had my rounds. I wouldn't change anything about where I stayed, but what I will say is that the Midwest or the South or the East is calling my name because
Mm.
I hope people don't laugh at me. LA ain't really got no trees like that. You know what I mean? We don't really have shade. It is concrete jungle, but it's weird. It's not a concrete jungle like New York. You feel me? And it's not oversaturated with people like New York, although it's a lot of people out here. So, but with me, I need more vegetation. I need to see plants. I need to see trees, and I want to experience all four seasons when it comes to the weather. And there's no place to do it other than like the East Coast and all that in the South or the Midwest. So that's where I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up. Be that West Side dude over there. But
Shit,
that's where I'm
dog.
from. That's where I'm from, bro.
That's a whole map, dog. That's dope, bro. The experiences in different areas, dog. Uh, then yeah, like you said, South Central will always be home. For me, it's a little different, but on the topic of the whole Central and Vernon, because that's like my side of town, the
Mm-hmm.
east side. If you're from out here, you drive by and or you go by there and you're on Central and Vernon, there's still these like I don't even know how to call them. They're not statues, but they're like on the street, these poles with the jazz instruments.
Yeah.
And if you ever wonder why those instruments are like located there, you call them statues, right? They're like little
Yeah,
statues
that
or
you know what they are? They call it markers, I think.
yeah.
So like what I was saying, like Central Avenue was the jazz corridor. So back in the day during segregation, black people couldn't move west. They were stuck on Central Avenue from South Central all the way up to downtown LA. You know, that's where they was at. And the Dunbar Hotel was very much famous for African Americans. It's off Central Avenue.
And I had that question growing up, and I remember when I was in high school, um, we saw a documentary about it. We did a whole project on the Dunbar Hotel because I mean it's literally down the block from where I live and shit. So if you ever wonder why those markers are there, Steezy explained it perfectly. It's to represent and to remind people that this was a what they used to call it, the
Corridor.
jazz corridor, but they used to call it something else. I forgot what they had another nickname for it, but it was where all the great jazz musicians of the what was it, the 40s, they used to come and play out here.
30s and 40s, yeah.
Yeah, 30s and 40s, they used to come and play out here at the Dunbar Hotel. They used to stay at the hotel and they used to just play it out. And obviously the faces and the the demographics have changed over time, but those markers will always be there. It's always will always, you can't erase history. And those markers are there to remind people that, this is a historical part of town. And that's what they call it, historic South Central.
Mm-hmm.
This part of town is shit. Damn, this fool said he wants to go see a lot of green and a lot of vegetation. I remember when I was in Ohio, dog, that's the first thing I noticed. How humid it was and how green it was. And I remember my senior year of college, I did an interview. What's my senior year? I did an interview for the magazine. And one of the questions that they asked me was like, what is the major difference between where you're from and Ohio, or what shocked you about Ohio? And I said that it was a lot of green. And I think people expected a different answer, right? Just because of the difference between South Central. I could have said the crime, I could have said the helicopters, the cops, but I said it was the green because it is fucking green, dog. It's green as shit. It's super green.
Yeah.
And you see a tree on the block, you're like, okay, we got a tree. Nah, dog, like
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between a tree on the block and then a tree in the fucking everywhere, dog. Like I don't even know how you have to live and you have to go to the Midwest. At least my experience was going to Midwest and go to places and go to Ohio, dog. Go to fucking I don't even know where else, what I'm saying, but go to Ohio, dog. Go to Michigan. Go to fucking Chicago. Now go to those parts of, go to Wisconsin. Go to those parts of the fucking
Look,
country.
look, the time I went to Detroit a couple of years back in the springtime, I didn't see no green, so I don't know about Michigan.
Oh, and
Well,
then
at least Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, it was cold. Trees didn't have no leaves on them, but that was my experience, you know. But I'm with you.
I lived in Delaware, Ohio, so it was in Columbus, Ohio, so it
Yo,
was a smaller city, so there was a
Mil
gang of fucking trees, fool.
Milwaukee
Oh,
fucked me up. Milwaukee fucked me up.
why? I've been there,
Uh,
dog. What's up?
I went out there, trying to see if it was a business trip. No, homegirl had an Airbnb for a month. I went out there for like a week. Uh, and I wasn't the first time I've been to Milwaukee, but it was the first time I was out there on just leisure. Um, I think I was working remote as well. Uh, a lot of green. Uh, it rained. It was a storm, which is like normal, but like I mean, it was different for me. But and there was like a thunderstorm. They had a water park on some basic shit. Like it was regular. Like you feel me? Like I said, what? Like, yeah, we're gonna go to the water park. Like, like how LA does not really have recreational pools. Let's talk about it. Okay. I went to New York. They have recreational pools. I tried to tell somebody the other day. As much as I love New York, I could never really live there. Like I just said earlier, concrete jungle. They have open space because it's just built different. New York has open space for real, and like sections and parks and splash pads you can go to. Like as oversaturated with people, New York has places for people to go. You see what I'm saying? When I was in Milwaukee, bruh, and we went to that water park, yeah, they got another one. What? Like this is like going to go play basketball type shit, in my opinion. Like, yo, you wanna go play you wanna go play a game? Like, let's go. Like, what? If I want a water park, what we gotta do? Knoxbury Farm, whatever. What is it? We gotta go do?
Hurricane Harbor?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was like some regular shit.
And they're
Like,
not even in LA, though. They're like a little farther, like from LA.
like
Like
30,
Raging
40
Water.
minutes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What's the other
what?
one called? Splash Mountain? Oh
Splash
no,
Mountain. Yeah, that's Six
no, that's a
Flags, I
ride.
think. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. My
Hurricane
crazy mind.
Harbor and Soak City, and then what was the other one called? Raging Water.
I think so. Yeah.
That's three, bro. That's three.
Whichever one had the lazy river was the one I went to for once. Uh,
But I get
a
what you're
while.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was just different, bro. It was just different. Like right now, if I wanted to see some water, I'm gonna go turn the shower on. You feel me? Like what? But yeah, that was different. That was different. And certain parts of New York too. You know, you get to the oh boy, the homie Chris. I remember when we was driving through Milwaukee. He even told me that like there's certain areas where they have to protect their green space. To
Mm.
be honest, like you know what I mean. Um, they had to preserve that shit. So somebody was trying to overdevelop and all that other shit, but they was like, nah. So it's just it's just the landscape is different. You know what I mean? And no matter if I think about it real quick, even when I was out in Rialto, excuse me, Fontana, uh, thinking about Compton, I'm thinking about Long Beach, I'm thinking about South Central, thinking about Marina Del Rey, thinking about Alhambra, these places I've lived, like there is no open space, green space like that. Now that I look at that, and I named a couple wealthy areas. Beverly Hills, keep it 100. They ain't even got green space like that. Malibu, and there's the mountains is over there. Don't even got green space like that. You,
Shit
you
like
see what I'm
brown,
saying?
fool. It's like brown up
Yeah.
there.
And then California was a desert or it's a desert when you think
Yeah.
about it. But like that just it just adds look, I got green. Spaces in here. Look, you see this? You see this?
Yeah, your whole screen is green, dog.
And I got plants on the floor, snake plants over here. I got two big ass plants behind the green screen. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the one thing like you have to go out and see the world and go to like specific places in America to understand this conversation that we're having.
LA and where is that?
LA is like LA is like just the development capital, dog, the fucking country. Dog. You know, there's buildings being built every fucking place, dog. Knocking down houses. Boom. Here we go. Four fucking four what is it called? Four living space unit, dog. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Owner owns the next one. Boom. Now we're gonna combine them. Now we have a little small apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's insane, dog. You know, like there's no fucking way to go up but up. We already gone fucking horizontal. Now we're going vertical. And
Can't
yeah,
go
dog.
horizontal. That's the difference. You got to go vertical in LA.
You feel me?
Facts.
Like at this point, for you can't even go any more horizontal. You just straight vertical, dog.
Yeah, no, for real, for real. So look, people can. We don't have Walmarts like that in LA.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Where's
what
the
I want.
Walmart at?
Walmarts are like horizontal. It's one by like Compton. And it used to be one at the Crenshaw Mall.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
took
if
that
it's
one
still
down.
there.
No, they took
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
down. Yeah,
It was there for like a decade, and it was like snatch.
yeah.
Um, and then I think a Walmart went to the Compton swap meet, and they took it out after a while too.
Uh,
Um,
I know there's one in I think Pico Rivera on that side of
hmm
town, like East LA area over there.
hmm I never been to that one, but it's because like again, when you think about WalMarts, they're normally like horizontal, and they might have two floors. Out here, they don't got the landmass for that shit. When you think about it, yeah, out
Exactly.
here, like, you see what I'm saying? That's just
Yeah,
crazy, bro. But you go somewhere else, Walmart's is like a grocery store. Like it's everywhere. Like what?
bro, it's a Walmart, and then they have like on top of that, there's like a little plaza, and then they might fit another big ass store. Because I know when I was in Ohio, the parking lot was huge, fool. I'm talking about huge. It was a giant size shopping center, dog, but it was just the majority of the space was for Walmart. Now you had the
hmm
fucking Chipotle, you have these little food spots, you had a Kroger, fool, on
hmm
the same lot. And those are two big ass, Kroger isn't that big, but Walmart, it wasn't the super Walmart, but it was a fucking regular Walmart. But you still need a lot of fucking landmass for that shit. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
impossible to have some of that out here. If you think about it, for the Targets and those like shopping spots like that, like the one in downtown is underground, fool.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? It's like not even it's not even built right. They had a fucking it's right next to a building. You know what I'm talking about, right? The one on what is it, Figueroa and
Yeah, downtown.
Like Wilshire, I think. No, is it Wilshire?
You talking about
Some
downtown?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You talking about that Target in that little center?
Yeah, it's like the low they're like white pillars
With
and
the-
shit.
yeah, with the chase and all that. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
look, how you was breaking down Walmart. It's called like a big box development. So the Walmart is the major chain, and then everything else is saturated around it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the Kroger, the Chipotle, that the main source of attraction is the Walmart, and then you just like, oh, let me go pay my T-Mobile bill on
Yeah.
T-Mobile. Like you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the main source of it when it comes to like development. And then for that target you're talking about, those are like I'm like some shit to do, but uh those are like that's called a city target. I don't think a lot of people know about that. And we have a few of those because I will go to that target every now and then now there's one by USC. And
Yeah.
those city targets, or maybe it's called something else, but I think I had learned it was called a city target, is more catered to the immediate community
Hmm.
because it's small. You see what I'm saying? It's a target, but it doesn't have everything. You know what I mean? Like it might get a PlayStation if you can, a PS5, you know what I mean, if you will, but it's not like a all out big ass target. Like you feel me? For that one, you gotta go to like La Brea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like all the way over there. And that's a big target. Like how we describe in the Walmart. It's a big land mass. It has a lot of different stuff in it as well. This Target over here by USC, I go in there for like what, toiletries, and that's it. And there's
You're
a
talking
Trader
about the one
Joe's,
in the corner? Like on is it on Vermont? I think it's on Vermont, right?
Hoover.
On Hoover. Yeah,
Hoover.
it's on Hoover.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like in the
yeah.
corner. It's small as fuck, dog. Super
USB
small.
in the
But it's
village, yeah.
yeah. It's just a USC target. I know there's we're not gonna try to say that there isn't those like big shops, but they're not as frequent as these other
Yeah, that's what I'm
other
saying. That's
cities.
why it's called a city target. It's small. It's small for a reason. You know what I mean? It's like it's oh, got you. It's like the CVS of Targets.
Boom. Yep.
You feel me? You
Yep.
go in there, you're like, damn, is it? But it's not like damn, is it? Because it has stuff,
Yeah.
but it don't got shit.
It don't got shit. It's a little bit of everything. You could probably find a PS5, but it's like one out of one, you know?
hmm
They have one out of one and they're probably like restock whenever they fucking sell it out and they'll be there for until somebody buys it. And it's strictly
hmm
for right there, the one we're talking about the one at USC.
It's for the media community. Don't
It's
do that.
strictly for the students, right? You go there, there's nothing but mostly like student centered fucking school supplies and beauty products
hmm
and electronics and shit like that. But that's
Yep.
it. It's a
Candles.
little
You
bit of
right.
everything. Candles,
You
they're
right.
getting candles in that one. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're right. For sure.
So
Weird.
now you're back in South Central, dog, right?
Yeah.
But let's take it back to the past a little bit because you said something about Venice Youth Build, and I wanted to ask you about your time, your life during this era, right? The Venice Youth Build era. Because
hmm
I've met you and we've reconnected at different eras of our lives because we go periods of no talking and then we reconnect. The first time we met, when I was explaining the whole helping me with my senior thesis, it was during your Venice Youth Build era, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And who was Steezy during this time? Let's talk about Steezy, like relationship
Sheesh.
wise, financial wise, mental health wise, and what is Venice Youth Build and why were you there? Let's break it down for give a whole explanation as to who was Steezy during 2012, 2013 era.
That's crazy. You knew that off the rip. You
Yep.
knew that off the rip.
Hey, if you my homie dog, I'll remember shit.
That you got the years on point. So that was my Compton era I was talking about when I was staying with Pops. And Alhambra and Compton. Those are like very synonymous to each other. I had went through this point where I was working at Macy's in Culver City. I was staying in Alhambra. That's a distance, by the way, between the two. To get there back and forth on public transit and work, selling fragrances, and I was single. I wasn't in a relationship. I think I was kicking it with my ex every now and then at that point, but it wasn't like that. It was like we were in my eyes we was friends. I wasn't trying to work on it, nothing like that. Um, but I'm still learning a lot about stuff like that. But um, I was at a time where I was like, oh, let me figure out what I'm trying to do. And I didn't have my high school diploma, and then I had ended up moving in with my dad and my stepmom, who I love both to death. And I remember I was looking for. I used to, bruh. When I think about it, I used to look for work every day. Every day, I was on the computer looking for work, playing music, writing rhymes, and I had came across I think Venice Youth Build in a job search. And Venice Youth Build is a program for at-risk youth from 16 to 24, and I was 24 at the time, so I just barely made the cut. Teaches a high school diploma, a job readiness to construction as a trade, and leadership development. So you get like a full round like scope of services to better you, right? Some folks were transitioning from uh YA and like back into the community or jail or whatever the case may be. Some of them was just looking for a pathway to go. Some folks didn't have like high school credits to graduate. Like this was the place to go. Um, I ended up going, enrolled. Um, I felt like at the point in my life I had made it as far as I could without a high school diploma, and I didn't want to get a GED. I wanted to get a high school diploma, so I enrolled in like Venice Youth Build, and I did that. The point where I was in Venice Youth Build, which is like very unique, is that we was making music at the time, and the leadership qualities that I knew I had and my thought process, it wasn't really like in my opinion, it wasn't really like accepted. But Venice Youth Build or Youth Build in general at this point, it just gave me a platform to utilize those skills to be that leader, to like come up with ideas and see it through and things like that. So it gave me a better understanding. And I'm not gonna lie, I remember going through that program for 10 months. It was a 10-month program. Oh, and it was community centered as well. I'll never forget going through that program. I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. Like when I think about it, I was like, it 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 showed you how to lead from the front. Like if I wanted to be that person, it taught me those skills. It showed me how to develop into that. It groomed me for that. But like legit, man, I remember making music and like I was like, damn, we would be so far if we just listened to me at the time, which was like 2, 3 years before I went to youth build. But once I got into youth build, I was like, I just knew I wasn't crazy. Like they listened to me. They heard me out. Oh, you want to do this? You got to plan it. Budgeting, events, flyers. Like I had to figure that out, and teamwork made the dream work. So you build is one of those things that help help me focus. You know, um, they knew you're great. They know you're great. Excuse me. They knew you was great, or they know you're great, and they would just want to bring that out of you. And so that was one of those opportunities in my life that I took advantage of. And again, at 24 years old, I'm a full ass adult. You know what I mean? Considered at risk youth, right? By 24, a lot of folks don't know that you can't even really emancipate like that, or if you're at the time if you're under 24, you're still considered, to be able to be under your parents' insurance or whatever the case may be, like type shit. Uh, and then I think folks don't know, like at the age 25 is when you can actually rent a car. So when you think about 24, is the reason why, like you know what I mean. So I was about to age out, and I luckily enough, and I just got in, and so many doors open. I took my first plane ride to DC. You start giving speeches, start working with different like advocacy groups, like giving input. It was just a whole different ball game. It exposed me to like advocacy for sure.
And then how'd you end up at the Pico Youth and Family Center? Because that's where we met.
The PYFC, so VYB and PYFC, alphabet soup. So Venice Youth Build and the Pico Youth and Family Center had a partnership. And I knew I was making music at the time, and there was other folks that made music at the time. And so I'll never forget, we was like, yo, we got a partnership over here. They got a studio. And we just ended up every now and then, I think every other week or every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something, like once a month, we ended up starting to go over there. We made that connection. I know at the time I knew Soulreal from a while ago, Julian from a while ago from Virginia Ave Park, which is
Hmm.
crazy. And we never talk about that. And then we still not. um, that was years before, which is crazy when I think about it. I'm talking years before, bro. Probably like '09 or something like that, around that time. Um, and uh I remember when we reconnected at the PYFC, I was like, damn, I remember you. Like, because I was there for years. And after that, we just hit it off. Um, Venice Youth Building, PYFC, we just started connecting and making music like that. That was a partnership that needed to happen.
You say you met Soul in '09. All right, let's quick summary. How the fuck did that happen? I didn't know this.
So, man, I hate you. So, I was trying to, I never had my diploma. I was trying to get college credits and stuff. So, I was on the SMC, Santa Monica College.
Okay.
And then I don't know how I started. So Virginia Ave Park is like up the street from St. Miles College, like a block. I wish I could remember how I stumbled over there. I don't know how I got there, bro. Like I couldn't even like tell you to save my life.
It's destiny, dog.
Yeah, like for real.
Did you see a
And
flyer on campus for the teen center? Maybe.
couldn't even tell you.
I could, that's
Couldn't
probably
even
the
tell
only
you.
thing. That's probably the only thing that makes sense is see a teen center flyer at this SMC or some shit that says recording studio.
Couldn't couldn't even tell you. That's what I'm telling you. Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
And some of us used to go over there, and they had like a little. They had a studio in there. You know what's funny? I learned about Father G over there in Homeboy Industries. I was,
The fuck?
yo, and I think he came up there one time or
Who,
something.
Father
Like,
G?
yeah, it was crazy. We watched the documentary, all types of shit. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, well, yo,
The fuck?
they were showing them how to DJ and all that, which makes sense because when you think about Soulreal, who's very like music is inclined, like uh it that's how I met him, and then that's how we reconnected. But it was like Natalie, I believe, was there too. Like I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. But uh it was it was a place for the youth. You know what I mean? They had like computers and all types. It's just everything over there. Games. It was just like a clubhouse when you think about it. A safe place for like people to go like afterwards. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how I stumbled there. People from because you know SM not SMC, Santa Monica High School is right there too. And so people go up there too. And then it's crazy because the Pico Youth and Family Center is right there,
Yeah.
up the block, up the
Literally.
street. Yeah, from Santa Monica High. So folks from Santa Monica High was going up there too, to the Virginia Ave Park. So it's just one of those things, bro. Like I said, I can't tell you how I stumbled across there, but that was before PYFC. And
Yeah.
then when I used to be in the studio with like Pistol McFly was in there, Chris Sean used to be in there. Damn, what's that his name? Yeah, yeah. Um, Soulreal was in there. There was a Lele. There was a few people I used to be in awe that made music, and I was shy at the time, and I was making music, so I'll be just in there soaking up game, like damn, these people are fire, like you know what I'm saying. But now I make music too, like I've been making music, but now I'm not shy when it comes to it, like. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
nice. I'm nice too. I used to sit in the back and watch y'all, but you know, it's some people like my little brother got a song with I don't even think he called himself Pistol McFly anymore. Something similar. I know a couple homies that got music with this dude, and I was like, damn, I literally used to sit and watch this dude back in the day make music in Virginia Park. And look, he probably don't even know who I am, and that's okay. It's like for real, facts. You probably don't know who I am, but that's cool. I remember.
That's all that matters. And then
Yeah.
fast forward to the PY back again, 2012, 2013. And then we met. And we,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, the only reason we connected was because we were both from South Central, dog. Literally, dog. I
Mm-hmm.
remember this
Yeah.
shit. Oh, he's
Yeah.
from South Central. Oh, you from South Central? Yeah, fucking South Central, dog. Real
You
shit.
look. You talking two dudes, brown and black. Used to take the train home, bro. I was going to Compton,
Yeah.
bro. I would go from Venice Beach up the street, which was like a little 5 minute bus ride at least, to the PYFC till it closed at 7 o'clock at night. Take the blue bus, the number 3, all the way back to the like I think
The
they call
Green
it the
Line?
LA, the Green Line station, and then take the Green Line to Watts. You get off at Watts and take that motherfucker down to Compton. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, and you used to go to Vernon, used to go to Central or whatever, Alameda, whatever train
Yeah.
station that was. Like, I didn't
Vernon.
even know that.
Vernon
The
Station.
Vernon station.
We
Yeah.
Blue Line. I remember, I think one time we took the same way home and you went south
Mm-hmm.
and I went north, dog.
Yeah. Because we started realizing like we going the same way.
Yeah.
But that was but shit, when you think about it, what was we doing?
Hey, I don't fucking know. But hey,
Like,
all roads lead to
bro,
this. All roads lead to this.
bro, it was nighttime. And if you don't take your ass home at 3 p.m. while the sun is fully up and blazing, bruh,
Well, when you met me, I was 17 still. I wasn't even 18 yet.
you was young.
I was young as fuck for doing that
Damn,
shit.
how old are you?
I'm 29 now. So this was 12 years ago, fool. Yeah, literally 12 years ago. We met 12 years ago to the fucking, probably to the day, fool, for all we fucking know, dog. And we were doing the same shit, fool. And it was funny, dog. Like, I'll never forget one day, besides like the whole fucking senior project. Now, I've told this story so many times, it's getting boring. Um, there was this one time I walked in. and they were trying to remodel the studio like the second or third time. And you were the only one in there, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it was supposed to be a whole community. What they call that shit? A community. They
Like
used to call it a cleaning session or something. I forgot what the fuck. Rebeautification. It was a community
yeah.
rebeautification. And everybody was outside. They were trying to like fix the little library and the computer stations and
Hmm.
little stage. And I walk into the booth. I'm thinking there's gonna be like 4 or 5 youth in there, like somebody. Man, I walk in, this Fusteezy on top of the ladder, dog, painting the wall red. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, where's
Yeah.
everybody at? Like, nah, fool, it's just me. It's just me, dog.
Yep.
And that was it. And I remember it when the studio finished. This is before they added the graffiti outside. You know, when
Hmm.
those fools from those graffiti artists pulled up and they started. I forgot his name that did it, but he's real famous out here. And I remember that shit. Every time I see the red, I used to call it the red chamber. I used to go in that bitch. I'd be like, damn, if I'll never forget the day I seen Steezy. I never forget that shit, dog. It was literally you on top of the ladder, dog, alone, full in there
Yeah.
painting. I was like, yup, that was it. PY, dog. Two South Central motherfuckers out there, dog. Not saying we were putting in more work, but we were there,
Nah.
dog.
Nah. The PYFC and the people I met, especially you, Julian, everybody, everybody. Shout out to Oscar. Shout out to Natalie.
Shout out to
Um,
Alex.
Alex, yes. And then oh my God, I hope she don't see this and beat me up. What's the she has the coffee shop. What's her name? I can't
Coffee
remember.
shop. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she has the coffee shop.
Selena?
Her yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
That's
Shout
the
out to Selena.
only other person
Those
I remember.
look, those two women of color, I love to death. Um, they poured into me. Now I remember I sent them a text one day about that shit or Instagram. They poured into me in a way that they will never, ever, ever, ever understand.
Boom, exactly.
Facts. Like,
Exactly.
like Oscar did his thing as the face
We never
of the
got to see him.
PYFC at the time. Yeah. But those two, and Angel too, when I'm not gonna say like I really didn't know Angel like that, but I seen him every now and then. Like, you know what I mean? So ain't no disrespect to Angel at all. Um, I just know within the partnership and how it operated at the time when I was coming around and the way they invested in everybody, ridiculous, bro. And
Yep.
and I have to give them credit because they are the reason why I am who I am and where I am today, for sure. For
Literally.
sure.
Literally,
You know what I
dog.
mean?
100%, dog. Literally.
Yeah.
The same way you
Yeah.
talked about him, I talk about them, bro. Literally.
Facts. I'm telling you, like facts, bro. And sometimes I might see them on Instagram or Facebook. I'm not one of those people that reach out, but I see them and I'll be like, yo, they doing it. Like they
Yep.
doing it. Like they, hopefully they good. That now I need to reach out because I'm bringing them up. Hopefully they good because like at the end of the day, they like I said, I wouldn't be here. So um, just I'll say that, and I'll say because the PYFC is dear to my heart. Um,
True.
more privileged area than where we come from, Santa Monica. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a privileged area for sure. But I will also say that the way I create music and the way I've learned to create music, working with people, collaborating with people, writing, just sitting in the sessions. Remember, I was at Virginia Ave Park where I didn't even write. I just sat my ass there. I sat there at the PYFC, similar but very different, soaking up the game, learning it from different people. Um, PYFC had a unique program where Soulreal and they had a youth program, so they was trying to teach folks how to record. So I was already recording a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but to this date, when I think about it, bro, besides me writing my own rhymes or getting support when I need it, if I need it, you know what I'm saying? I've been writing hooks and having people sing them, and like it trips me out. Or I make records with people, and it's not because like I just got it. That's due to the fact that I was at the PYFC and this is what we were doing.
Collabs. The
Yeah,
compilation albums, you know?
yeah. You a fool for that. Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
Yo.
That's crazy. Yo, I remember, and I'm gonna be real brief with this one. I remember, yo, when we was doing the podcast that one time live, in your crib. And old boy's like, that's Steezy? I was like, yo, what the fuck?
What
You
are you
don't
talking
remember that
about?
shit? You don't remember that shit, huh? You don't remember that shit? We
Which
was
one?
live. We was live and we was remember I had to leave. I had brought some
Oh,
racing.
yo, yeah. Yeah, right here. Yup. I remember that
Yeah.
shit, dog. This one I was still
Yeah.
trying to stream and shit. Yup.
Yeah. That
It
was
was my
crazy. And the
my boy
boys like,
Chris ER. My boy Chris ER. You went on a retreat with the PY, right? Or something like that?
nah, let me tell you what it was. You gonna trip.
Shout out to my
We
boy
used
Chris ER, dog.
we used to go to Kern River.
I don't know what that is.
Kern River is like if you're going up towards I think it's Burbank, it's way further than that. Like going to not see Yosemite, going to go see the what do you call them trees? The I was gonna call them
The
red oak or
Redwoods?
something. Yeah, redwoods. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Up there. So the family at the time used to go up there, and man, this one night got faded. I'm talking about it's hardcore camping,
Yeah.
lit. Came across them. I remember I was freestyling, rapping, and I was like, "Yo," he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm from LA too." And I remember I was like, "Oh, the PY." I'm like, "Oh, y'all got a homie name like Soulreal, he record blah 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 blah." Blah." That's what, and I remember that's where Chris is from.
Yeah. From that.
Random as hell, years ago. Yup,
Wait, so
and
you
then
met him there? You didn't go with him?
met him there. Never met
What?
that man a day in my
What
life
the
till
fuck?
there. I'm telling you. And then when we were streaming, he said, "Yo, I know him." I was like, "Oh shit, that's exactly where he's from."
You know what? I've always wanted to ask you that story because that was weird. Fool. That was weird. Like this is a small world, man. It's a small fucking world. This shit. All
Yo,
roads
he
lead.
was free.
All roads lead to this, but
I'll never
sometimes,
forget because he was freestyle. I was faded.
yeah,
And we just they think I'm tight. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm tight sometimes too. Faded. But he would
yeah,
keep rapping with me. I'll never forget it. I would
yeah.
never forget it. And that's why I was like, he's like, no, I'll be trying to rap sometimes too. And I ain't shit. I broke down on PY, like, yo, this is a studio over there type shit. And yeah, obviously he took advantage of it because why? He knows you. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Shout out to my boy Chris Yar. It's funny how like the PY dog, like you can't escape it, fool. It's a big part of. I mean, I could only speak for myself, but I know you said the same thing. The PY is a big part of my life. It saved my life, and all
Hmm.
the people in there are responsible for it. And I'll never forget for like a funny ass story about the PY. My first, you ever heard that one song we did recorded called Ethnic Studies?
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote my verse my first day of my internship that day. I met Soul that day. That was my first day ever meeting Soulreal, fool. He pulls up. He wasn't even working there yet. He was still a youth and I was working at like Staples or some shit. And it was literally my first fucking day, dog, at my internship at the PY. It was January 3rd, fool, 2012. It was a Tuesday. First fucking day, dog. He pulls up and he plays the beat for ethnic studies. And this is, remember around this time, it was the whole debate of ethnic studies and at Arizona. And you know how Selena's from Arizona, from Tucson?
Mm-hmm.
And they had like these newspapers out full. They were just, you know how the PY used to do? They used to put a stack of current event newspapers or some shit, like articles at the studio and be
Yeah.
like, write a verse about this. And that was exactly how it was, dog. Literally, exactly how it fucking was, dog. They gave me a piece of newspaper. It was like, read this shit. This is what we're gonna talk about. This is what the song is about. Ethnic studies. I know SM. What at the time the city was trying to implement ethnic studies into SMC, or they had just done it, and they were trying to implement it into the high schools or into the curriculum of the public schools. And yeah, dog, I'll never forget that shit. But yeah, for the way the PY, like those sessions, like having the articles out there, having the newspapers out in front of you, having older cats or smarter cats when it came to knowing how to do shit, it was free. You know what I'm saying? So Real literally told me how to write like my bars.
Yeah.
I write my music the same way he does. He numbers them. I number my shit too. And I got that from him. And I did that shit. He taught me that shit at the PY, and I'll never forget that shit.
So Real's one of the greatest.
Bro,
Very
he is
much underrated.
for the
Very much
greatest,
underrated for himself.
the
I
GOAT.
need him to turn this swag on and be a little cocky with it. Yeah.
The GOAT. Literally the
Undefeatable.
GOAT, fool.
Undefeatable. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
fool is the fucking GOAT, dog. He's the
I put a million up on that man any day. Always told him that.
he's the fucking
I,
goat, fool.
yeah, I ain't playing when it comes to Soulreal. He sleep. He sleep.
Yeah,
Dude did my whole mixtape. It
bro.
wasn't even there. He gave Floyd beats. Floyd gave me the beats. I made a whole mixtape off that shit.
I got three
I ne
albums with him in a single, fool.
you see what I'm saying? Goated. Goated for sure. And look, I hate that man. Not even goated because of him. He is goated because he's like the alchemist to Santa Monica.
Bro, it's literally, dog. He's a goat. He's the greatest fucking the artist to come out of that city, dog. In my eyes, fool.
He just be playing too much. He just be playing too much. You tell that man you trying to do something, it comes to life. He is the Noah 40 to everybody's Drake. Make it
Oh,
make
hey,
sense.
remember
Make it
that?
make sense.
Remember that we're talking about the senior thesis project? I know I always bring this shit up, but those beats that you rapped over, those were
Hmm.
Surreal's beats.
I wish you still had that shit so I could hear it. I know
I
it had
don't,
to be ass.
I don't want to hear that
Bro,
shit, dog.
I know it had to be ass. I'm telling you.
I don't want to hear that shit, dog.
Bro, you always bring that shit up, man. That shit
Bro,
gonna haunt me when I have a big record. They're gonna be like, "This was you," and I'm like, "Oh
that
shit."
shit. Hey, there's a CD somewhere, dog. Maybe somewhere, somebody's storage unit or some. I might have to. I just I got in contact with my old vice principal. I'm gonna ask her like, yo, whatever happened to our files that we never picked up from our school? Because it was on a CD, dog. I didn't have it on a USB drive. It was a full CD. And so I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to see what's up with all that shit, dog.
Yo, peep this shit. Oh, I don't even think it's available no more. Damn,
Did you ever
that
make
shit.
it? You made it into the compilation albums at the PY, right?
Yeah, I was trying to download some songs right now, but what happened was,
They have them on
yeah,
Bandcamp.
for real.
They have them all on Bandcamp, fool.
I'm
Yeah, look it up.
crying.
PYFC All Stars on Bandcamp.
I'm crying.
They all have them there. For literally, they have them all for sale, right? All five of them or six. Number one all the way to the one with the black fist or the brown fist. I forgot what color. It don't matter. But yeah,
This is crazy.
you fool. You're not about to put these songs on.
No, no, no. This one I wanted to play. I used to make it's so funny. I keep putting I used to make beats, which is
Yeah.
so funny. Because people ask me now, they're like, "Oh, you make beats?" And I'd be like, "I can." Oh, this is so corny, the way these people look on this shit. Number three.
Oh yeah, the one in the cover. It's a
Yeah.
graph piece shit.
Which one is this one? There's a specific song. This one. Hold on, let me share this shit right quick. Let me know if you can hear this.
I wake up.
Yep, I could hear it.
Bruh, this is so real. You hear this? I'm trying. Look at this.
I wake up and pray to God to take this pain away. Then I leave the house to grind and try to pave the way. 7 days a week or however long it takes.
This is Soul's beat.
Might as well call me a klepto. I gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. And my kids ain't got a daddy. Only see him on they wall, but that rent still due. Hard as hell to get a job. Faux flexing in the truth, banging even to fight the odds. Stay praying to God for strength. Serenity to carry me, cause only God knows how to hustle could try to bury me. Utilities increase, they begging me to hit the streets. Role model for my daughters, I got an image to keep.
Now let me tell you what the real men in the hustle is. It's the ones catching bus to bus.
MC
Now
Loyal.
they hustling, walking the streets late at night, working paycheck to paycheck just to keep on the lights, working 2 jobs just to keep up the fight against life and its strife.
Oh, no, that's Asher.
life and it's like no breaks in between.
I'll never
keep
forget when I heard him rap,
Hold
bro.
your head
I
in
said,
your
what?
fist up
I'm
and
talking to these
keep
people that don't
rising.
rap.
One love.
Graveyard, night shift, every day.
She was a
go hustle
youngin'.
till the
I got chills.
morning.
I got
Gotta
chills,
handle
bro.
my occupation,
This
then
was a
cover
little,
my
you know what I'm
pain.
saying?
And you know they can't be late, no time to rest.
9 to 5 nightmares, success is a dream. Nothing's handed to you, gotta get it by any means. 9 to 5 nightmares, success is a dream. Nothing's handed to you, gotta get it by any means.
My homies on deck with raspados, living con clavos dentro de sus zapatos. The pain of working till sweat stains, earn rent and barely some change. 80 degrees, but el paletero walks within the rain. Always hustle, homie, that stays the same. Drugs be jail time in a hide and seek game. This is statistical lane before you become the same. Grow eyes of a grain, bitch, your fans in pain. Always working hard and living the same.
Head down low, tears don't flow. This dream is all you got, so your spirit has to grow. Working 9 to 5 till the world gives you respect. Sure, when people flourish, you wanna see
That be
what
hard.
happens next.
That beat is fucking nice, dog.
So real, boy.
Oh, this Souls B, all right.
No matter what they say about your dream or desire, ain't nobody you, so your fame is on fire.
Graveyard, graveyard, night shift. Every day we'll hustle till the morning. Gotta handle my occupation and cover my payment. You know they can't be late, no time to rest.
9 to 5 nightmare, success is a dream. Nothing's handed to you, gotta get it by any means. 9 to 5 nightmare, success is a dream. Nothing's handed to you, gotta get it by any means.
I'm sorry, I just had to do that. I'm sorry,
Bro, nah, it's fine, dog.
That one,
Whatever. Hey, yo, Soul, dog.
I love that song. 9 to 5 nightmare, success is a dream. Nothing handed to you, you gotta get it by any means. Yeah, no, I just had to do it because that song.
What album is this on?
That's the All Stars,
So that was volume 3?
Volume 5.
Oh, volume
No.
5.
Actually, that's Head to the Sky, Volume 5. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Down to Earth.
Yep.
9 to 5 nightmare, success is the dream. Yeah, he killed that. Like what?
Yo, remember when
Look.
you
I'll
when you try to hop on that free game on our
Which one was
song?
that one? The Santa Monica
Free
one?
game is also a song. If you want it, free game.
I don't even remember.
You remember that song?
Hell
Oh, let me see if
no.
I can.
Oh, you got one.
If we were doing this shit though, I could.
It had to be trash. If I was trying to get like me had to be trash.
Nah.
So-
This song is fucking. It's probably like my favorite. It's probably like top 3 for me, dog. When it comes to our also shit.
We always
Remember
been
this?
dealing off the turf like it was never gonna run dry. That ain't no business.
You're like, hey, let me hop on this shit.
No other game has run so disorganized.
It's also a surreal beat. Oh my god, bro.
Everything that is taking care of business is together. Dig it tight.
Ridiculous, bro.
On the west side dipping, cooler than the coolest AC. Yeah, the one time tripping, they ain't fucking with me.
I slept on your albums.
Lord, my soul be shine, that's how I be. Gotta live life fast, gotta go life speed. This is for my real G's. Put in work and get no sleep. Play, get the money fast. Don't waste your time, just count the math. See the bitches with a lot of ass. She got OnlyFans, she'll throw it back. For the right price, she'll change your life. Take your time, do it right. I don't love these hoes. Bitches come and go. She's a super pro.
Oh, this hook?
Like y'all don't know. That's how the story goes. Same shit, just a different week. None of y'all can't fuck with me.
I think it was either this one
while I craft
Food.
this
I forgot which one it was, but you
I'm
were
a
like, let me hop
different
on this
level, bro. None of y'all's original. Borrow style, borrow swag. Telling lies don't make me laugh. None of y'all can do it like me. I can show you, but this ain't for free. It won't make a blind man see. You can have everything that you need. Ooh.
Side of the same thing. Oh my god. Free game. I'm telling you, this fool Soul's a fucking goat.
No, he's not. He's bro.
He's the
underrated.
fucking goat, dog. Let the clip in the center and be like, what you doing, homie? But yeah, dog, that was it, dog.
Let me see something. Okay, look, this one I slept on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me tell you this shit. And I still have this beat. And I'm gonna redo it. And I'm gonna put it out. I don't care what y'all say.
What song is it? I don't know what song you're talking about.
I remember we was at his house and y'all was going through beats. And I woke up out of my fucking sleep. I think I was hungover or something. I said, I want that.
Was it that
He
day
said-
we got drunk as fuck?
He said, no, that's going on the album. Yeah.
Oh,
When I play this shit for you, the dumbest shit I could do is not get on it.
let me hear it.
And I was so disappointed in myself.
Okay, so what you're saying, I thought it was free game, so I'm thinking it's a different one.
I'm way better than this now.
All right,
So
let me
I
hear
need to
it.
get on this.
I'll tell you the beat, and I'll be like, I'll let you
Right.
know, fool. I got it. Yep. Oh shit.
When I,
Oh yeah,
I,
no,
w-
it doesn't.
I- like a zombie, I said, the fuck is this?
Oh, it's literally the song after free game. You still got the beat for this?
I think I got y'all verse with a blank verse. That's what I'm saying. I'm
One for me, for me, for me. Oh, so this is unmixed though.
Yep.
This is the file that you have?
Yep.
All right, now take this shit off. Fool. We're not gonna play this shit unmixed, dog. Hell no.
Bro, when I heard that beat in my sleep,
Shit, I'm glad I'm the one you chose. Good to shit.
Hey, you gonna have to clear it up with him, fool.
Say fuck some other hoes. You got it.
yo, I don't care. I'm taking it over, bro. I remember I heard that. I was like, I woke up like I'm telling like a zombie. Like I said, yo, whatever that is, I want it. That's for me. Nah, that's going on our album. I said he Kanye for real. I'm saving all the good beats for myself. I said, yo, that was, and then y'all sent it to me. I couldn't even do it. I was so trying to do it, and I was in write mode at the time. I was writing. I just couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't, bro. Y'all music, bro. It pushed my pen, and I have yet to do a record with y'all. Like,
Oh, yo, for real, dog.
y'all as a duo, it's just, you see what I'm saying? Think about that. Y'all fuck with me. I'm getting on the record with y'all. So real hook, verse, beat. Right? You're gonna do a verse. I'm competing with 4 different things at once. Keep it 100. And then you got me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be an easy task. Bruh. But we're gonna do a whole tape. It's gonna be Oso and Steezy. What the fuck are you talking about? That
I'll
shit gonna be
play-
wild.
To finish this segment on Soulreal, I'm gonna play you my favorite Soulreal beat, dog, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And he made this shit 2014. To this day, dog, I have never heard a better Soulreal beat besides that ethnic studies one. Is it this one? Oh, I don't have it. Never mind. So I'll take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point. Shit's so
Damn, I thought I
fire.
had it, fool, but I don't
Shit-
have it. And
shit's so-
my favorite also song to this day for is Bang My Line, dog. Easy.
Oh yeah.
Easy, dog. Easy, dog. Easy as fuck. I'll look it up. I owe the people watching and listening a snippet of this fucking song, dog.
Look,
'Cause it is
But
the
you don't
best.
have this one, which is a Sticks and Soulreal collab. I had to get this, and that's why I did. I'm from Second Avenue Adams. I rapped over this one. Look at
Out of
this
here.
shit. Look at this shit.
Remember,
had
I
to
was in
get
the
it.
studio when you recorded this shit, dog.
Bro. Yeah, I
That
had
day
to
was
get this,
fucking
bro.
wild, fool.
But this is Sticks and Soul, bro.
Hey, y'all trying to go to the studio? Show up at 3 in the morning, dog. Already fucking tired.
That man is stupid.
That man is ridiculous, fool.
I'm sorry. And that's to him and Sticks beat. I don't know too many people that have him and stick a soul and stick to beat like that. And then I play one last one. This got to be my most favorite
I
song
got
on
you.
my mixtape in 2020. It's just something about this beat and how it comes out my speakers that this is not even my greatest song ever. There is something about this beat that Soulreal made because he made, like I said, these beats with Flora. I will never be able to explain this to you, how it makes me feel. After everything we done played, bro. Soulreal made this.
I know what beat this is. I swear, I think I was there when he made this beat. Now that I remember this shit.
Like, what is he doing?
I've seen this motherfucker do some crazy shit, dog.
Spending money on bullshit that'll never make our connection better. Tell me what you want.
Now, you never released this shit, huh?
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud.
It's on song. There it is. I was like, I remember this shit, dog, but I forgot where it's from.
What was he doing?
All right. No, this is the last segment on this last part of Soul segment.
But Soul got a whole segment. That's crazy.
This is the greatest old soul song of all time, dog. To this day, fool, will never be topped. Which sucks, fool, because it came in the first project.
Well, fuck with me though. All you gotta do is dial 1-800 what's happening. And I
don't know what the fuck happened when we made this.
All you have to do is bang my line. 1-800 what's happening.
You can bang my line. You can call me quick. If you act right now, you can get a hit. No funny style, so for my money, what's happening? You about that life? Hey, fool, what's cracking? You can bang my line. You can call me quick. I am the plug. I am the fix. I got what you need. I was selling on the low, and I'm flipping all these beats like I'm flipping all these hoes.
Oh, that song right here. Oh.
That man's catalog is sick.
That shit's insane. That shit is insane. Shout out to my boy Soul, though. Shout out to Soul. The connection to everything. The fucking
literally, the soul.
The soul, dog. The soul of. I owe him shit 95% of my music fucking life, dog. Yeah. So. But
I can't wait till his interview.
Yeah, we tried to do one, but we had technical issues, so we had to reschedule. But his shit is gonna be dope, fool.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, dog, like everybody else that I met at the PYFC, they're like my mentors. So I look up to them. So is like, he was a fucking wizard. He's like my big bro, fool. You know, so it was a different relationship with Soul compared to all the other adults that you mentioned earlier in the interview. But we're gonna keep moving forward, and we're gonna talk about your Public Allies era.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a couple years right after Venice YouthBuild. Last week I interviewed, not last week, but 2 episodes ago for Platicas number 7. I interviewed Alex Aldana, who's now the executive director of the PY. You know who Alex is, and he talked about his experience. I don't think he talked about his experience, but he mentioned what Public Allies was and how his life around that when he was in Public Allies was like. So I want to ask you, what was your experience like during Public Allies? Like what you do, what was your project? I didn't talk to Alex about that, but what was your how'd you get in? What was your project?
My experience was different. Public Allies is very much an experience to like any other journey or path anybody took, like I did with YouthBuild. I saw it because like the director of YouthBuild at the time, Venice YouthBuild to be exact, he talked to me about Public Allies. I know Alex used to wear a sweater that had Public Allies on it, and my leadership capacity and qualities at the time called for it. So I got involved in that. It was another 10-month program, but you had to be 18 and up to join. The difference between youth build and public allies, I like to say, is that public allies really was centered around training, allyship, and the advocacy pieces. Um, uh, and then what was really unique about it for me was that there's a lot of conversations about social justice issues that I would have in real time already in the hood, just because of my mind, how it works. But the difference between the two is I feel like youth build showed you how to lead from the front, and then public allies showed you how to lead from the center of a crowd, if that makes sense. You're a part of the crowd versus like you being one in the front of it. So that was a very unique experience in itself. Um, I did 20 months of that, which is technically 2 years. I did the first year, second year. The first year, you're going through the program. Second year, you're actually supporting the facilitation team, which is the program managers on facilitating the program for others' experiences. Um, After my second year, I did a year at a nonprofit, like I was back in the workforce. However, I came back as a program manager for Public Allies for years after that. And so that was a unique experience for me because I went from going through the program, supporting others while still in the program, to transitioning out, taking my skills that I learned within the program to another nonprofit. And then when they had the opportunity to be hired, I took advantage of that and came back, and now I'm facilitating the program in its entirety, supporting others, working with others to facilitate the program. So I was part of the trainings, I was part of the recruitment, I was part of the compliance, I was a part of the glue that held that program together. And for a young black man at the time, such as myself, and I'm still young, very much so, that was a unique position for me to be in, coming from where we're from, South Central Los Angeles, and having that program centered around trying to get majority of folks from South Central into it to learn, right, and develop. Marcos came through. I was able to get Marcos, recruited Marcos to come through the PY, and that was a unique experience for him as well. I'm pretty sure, very different. Um, but so that's what it was. It was like when I was going through it, I had no clue what I was doing. I knew I was fresh out of youth build. I think I only had like a summer in between because we completed youth build in the beginning of summer, and then that fall I had gotten to um, Public Allies 2013. 10 months later, I'm graduating in 2014. Took on the second year, and then 2015 completed again, right? And then from 15 to about mid 16 or like the end or something like that, something crazy, I ended up getting hired, and that was just like that was just different. I didn't know what to expect. I was able to see how the program was implemented because I was part of the implementation. Um, it transitioned. So Public Allies is always gonna be a part of me. Uh, Public Allies Los Angeles, to be exact. Um, and Public Allies was provided by way of CD Tech, Community Development Technologies, um, which was who was started by Denise Fairchild, and then Benny Torres became the executive director over a period of time. Um, and so Public Allies Los Angeles was housed in City Tech. So as an intern, my placement was City Tech as a nonprofit, and so intern through Public Allies. So I learned the values of Public Allies. I had core values of Venice YouthBuild and the values of City Tech that are instilled in me very much so. And so it was a unique position to be in because I got to see Benny Torres, the executive director. I got to see his brain work. a Latino, um, operating a nonprofit in South Central Los Angeles, centered in leadership development and um, workforce development. For people in South Central. Uh, I won't talk too much about that just because I don't want to step on toes or also create any friction for myself and my networks and then them as well. But I will at least say that I benefited from just being a fly on the wall at the nonprofit when I was working there and being an intern. So all that to say is that my experience there at City Tech in Public Allies Los Angeles is something that I hold dear to my heart that I will never, never, never not claim. And I will own it in its entirety 100%. I got to work under and or with uh, Carlos Arceo, um, Vanessa Vela Lovelace, uh, Kimberly Williams, uh, Danae Tapia, uh, Claudia. Damn, I can't say her last. I can't think of her last name. I'm so sorry, Claudia. Don't beat me up. Uh, Lucia Torres, um, Susie Cortacero, um, and a few other folks I just can't name off the top of my head for some reason. Christine, it was Miss Yvette. It was Public Allies, the team, like any other nonprofit, but because I was a part of this team, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe this shit.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here every 10 months. We are, excuse me, developing the future leaders of tomorrow today. We're talking about 30 to 35 people every 10 months. Teaching them about allyship, LGBTQIA plus issues, gender, right? Systems of oppression issues. Like I'm talking about, like we're talking about gender. We're talking about toxic masculinity. We're talking about sexism. We're talking about,
Everything,
the
dog.
prison industrial complex.
Yeah.
I had to educate myself on this shit. And we're running this program every 10 months. It wasn't easy, bro. We were ahead of a curve. Like Public Allies Los Angeles was so ahead that City Tech was in the past.
Damn.
And that ain't no disrespect. Like I tell people about that. And you can't talk race, like you say, you can't talk race, politics, or like religion with everybody. You can't. And it's not because you can't. People just aren't there. I tried doing that with my skill set and what I learned and how we train. It's just that people have an opinion, but they don't have a real thought, a clear thought about it. And I had to learn that. Everybody's gonna say something, but nobody's gonna be able to really hold a conversation. A lot of people want to converse, and a lot of people can't hold a conversation. If that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Like you just talking. Like let's create a space where we could really dissect and deduce and like break things down and put it back together and like have a mutual understanding for this opportunity in this section right now. And then when we leave out the door, you can take it with you if you want to, or you don't have to. But at least right now, we about to be as open as we can with this. Like a lot of people can't do that. So I give ode to Public Allies Los Angeles, City Tech. Uh, After I will say this as I wrap up, when the OGs Carlos Vanessa transition out to bigger and better things, uh, uh, and Kim was there, then Danae and Claudia came in, and it was me with a team of women identified folks and love them to death that poured into me, and I know I poured into them as well. But that was a different program when us four had it, and And I appreciate the relationships we built over time with each other and the work we put in because again, not only do you have to eat, sleep, breathe, and die this shit, like we leaned on each other in ways that I could never fathom having another team in my life. And it transitioned over to the pandemic where we had to be remote, but we would call and check in with each other virtually, and just talk and sit there for hours, even after our virtual trainings. Like people don't understand the work you put in before, during, and after a training when it comes to this type of work. Like your world view is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not only trying to support you and save you and develop you in your work and the job force. I'm also having to understand that with the people I'm connected with outside of this, outside of them, in real time. Like I'm the go-to. I know this. I need you to look at this from this perspective. You don't get to turn that shit off, you know? Um, yeah, my experience was very different from Alex when it comes to public allies because not only did I go through it as a first year, not only did I facilitate others people's learning as a second year, not only did I apply that same knowledge to the nonprofit I was at and within community, I actually came back and helped cultivate and create structure. I would have never fathomed that. I would tell you in my first year that was something I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how my mind works. But when I got in there, it was a whole different ball game. And then they had public allies is a national program.
Mm.
South LA was always or LA and South LA, South Central, we was always ahead of the curve because LA is just so diverse. It was like it was gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
And the team was always forward thinking way before me. They was
Mhm.
forward thinking. Oh, shout out to Eco, no disrespect, and everybody else that was operating Public Allies Los Angeles before I got a chance to be there as an intern, as somebody through the program, and as somebody that helped run it after a while too. Without their hard work and their labor and their love for social justice, it wouldn't have been possible for me to be there either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was blessed enough to be a part of that. And we was talking about Compton. I was living in Compton, taking the bus up to Public Allies Los Angeles as well. So that that's a story in itself to just say like we put that work in. You know what I mean? I know that was a lot, but
Nah,
it needed
this
to
is
be.
what I
You
love
know
to
what I'm
hear. I
saying?
love to hear because I don't know anything about public allies just besides the fact that I know 2 3 people that went there. I remember when I was still Alex's intern when I was already at the PY, he was also doing his I forgot it was his first year, second year at Public Allies. But I went to a presentation with him. I forgot where the fuck it was at, dog. I think it was might have been in Compton fool. Anyways, dog, I was there, dog, and I saw the whole. It was like 20 of them. I think it was like a panel of
Mm-hmm.
everybody that was a group, and it was I forgot what I don't really remember this date like exactly, but I remember being next to Alex while he was talking about his his um his project, and I think I forgot that I forgot I might have said some things. You know, I think I've introduced myself, and I was talking about my work because on paper Alex was my mentor. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like he was literally my mentor on paper at my school and at the PY. So I that's all I remember. And I know a couple months ago when I was at the end of my like towards the end of my fucking my year, dog, like my incredible fucking year, you recommended that I apply for public allies. And I thought about it, dog, and I almost applied, but a way I'm gonna say better, but a different opportunity that fit what I was looking for landed on my lap when I followed through with that. And so I didn't end up applying. It's just something that I've always been curious about, but I never fully pulled the trigger
Mm-hmm.
because it was always like it's never plan B, it was like plan C, dog, every point in my life and shit. So but it's cool to hear that you had a different experience and a dope experience. Cause it is different for having to go through a program and then having to create the structure of the program, dog. It's a whole different level of
Yeah.
stress, fool. It's a whole different level of stress. Cause you go by worrying about you and your team to now you worry about you and your team and the other people you gotta provide the service to. You feel me? And on top of that, having to deal with the organization as a whole, full nationwide.
I I just learned a lot, with the teams as the transition and as it was there. I'm not perfect, and I'll openly admit that, but the accountability the team has is or had at the time is very strong. Um, we've I just don't know how to explain this. We've leaned on each other in ways that my Discord is going crazy right now. Um, we've leaned on each other in ways that I would love to lean on a team. Period. And it's hard to explain that because self care is real. Um, but I don't know any other way that I would rather be on a team. And corporate America doesn't operate that way, really. I mean, I think it does when you own the business and you're running the business for sure. From excuse me, from ground up. But I think at least I think at least I, I just don't know how to explain it. We've leaned on each other in ways, and we made that program what it was, and a lot of people benefit from how we facilitated and how they learned. And all I can say is that there was never a moment where we didn't try to figure that shit out, and that's what I'm most appreciative about. If it was something we liked, something we didn't like, if it was something the participants liked or something they didn't like, we put it on the board and we tried to break it down and figure it out. And I don't think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people would rather just hear it and they just gave you an outlet. Like, no, I'm sorry, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday. I want to go home. But we're sitting here talking about this shit for 2 more additional hours. Everybody long gone. I don't get paid overtime. But that was the level of commitment and investment we had. You know what I mean? And that's just a Friday. I use Friday because it's Friday. Who wants to be working on a Friday
Oh,
night?
it's Sunday, dog.
Yeah, facts. And so, but that's what it was. If it
I don't.
wasn't, if it wasn't for the participants, there would be no
Yeah.
us, and if it wasn't for us, there would be no participants. Community, dog.
Hold up.
I'm about to bring up another PYFC All Star track. Look at him.
Nah, imagine that'd be crazy, dog. That'd be crazy. Nah, but we've come to the end of Platica, dog. We want to make this a 2-part Platica. We'll figure it out. Since this is the introduction Platica, I like to end with one final question that I always do in every introduction Platica. If you could talk to the future Steezy, what would you ask him? So, what would you ask him?
If I could talk to the future Steezy, what would I ask him?
Yeah.
How is it? How is it that not like? What does it feel like to make it? What does it feel like to be married?
Oh shit.
What does it feel like to have your own family? What does it feel like to be heard? What does it feel like to be seen? Like, what does it feel like to have a body of work, art? What does it feel like to have the woman of your dreams that you fathom, to listen to your deepest, darkest thoughts and process? What is that like? That's what I ask them. I'm like, what is that like? What is it like to be able to express love um, without restraint? Like, what is it like to feel and be vulnerable and to have somebody there to hold you, to kiss you, to tell you everything is okay? What is it like? How is it? That's what I asked my future season. Like, did you do it? Did you do everything you said you was gonna do? Does she have your back? Does the world take you serious? Do you take the world serious now? How is it to be more mature now? You know, how many more records are you gonna try to put out? How much money you got? A lot. But nah, I would literally ask myself all that if the future Steezy came to come talk to me today. And then you know what I'll ask him?
What's up?
The most realest question. What do I have to do to get there?
Ooh.
Because I don't know. And if he would have never came to have a conversation with me, I would have had to figure it out on my own. But if there was a guidance or any guidance he could have gave me, I would have asked him straight up, how do I need to do it so I can stick to that plan and make it happen?
Would you ask him straight up to give you every detail, or would you want just a clue?
Every detail. Because that woman, look, and she knows who she is. Because I want her. Feel me? And that life, I want it. You feel me? I just want to be better. You know? I kind of like shied away from a lot of people. Discord's going crazy. And I keep to myself. I've always been to myself, but there's a lot of friendships and relationships I kind of just you know, because I talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really talk to nobody else 100%. Like, I just don't. And he would know how to get me there. You know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm just in this phase where I just want to be better and do better so that when I am better, I could like better everybody else around me and put people on. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand. I think a lot of people think like I'm just being mean or I'm just like not wanting to like communicate. But it's like, nah, sometimes I feel like there's a time where men have to like go ahead and just disconnect to reconnect. And I think Future Steezy would know how to do that in a way that's like very like loving. And so I would talk to him about that for sure.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure that out right now, dog. I disconnected. I don't know how to connect. I want to shit. I'm gonna be real to be transparent, dog. End this conversation. Not that I hate people, fool. I don't want people to ever think that I hate people. I just prefer to be alone now. I just prefer to be alone.
You have to accept it. This is a whole nother topic. I just when I think back, I've always been alone in relationship, growing up. I've always felt alone. And I don't think people understand that. And as outgoing or extroverted as I present, I am very, 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 very much introverted. And similar, like people, I'm sorry, I hate people sometimes, like I'm not gonna lie. But for the most part, I think I am one of those ones that when I go to the bathroom, I go stare in the mirror for like 2 minutes every time I go take a leak or something. Like after I'm done, like I search for my soul, bro. Like I want to know who I am, and I want to be better at who I am, and I'm gonna be confident of who I am. I'm gonna believe who I am. I'm gonna trust who I am, and I think a lot of people don't understand that about themselves. They go with the stat quo and they turn their nose up. I'm not ashamed to say I'm not perfect. I'm not ashamed to do that. But I also don't want people to think they could just point at me and say, well, you're not perfect. We know that already. Let's highlight how I'm working on it. And I've been working on it. I'm still working on it. And even when I die, I'm going to be working on it. What are you talking about?
I just want to be alone, left alone, work on music, dog, read a book. That's all I want to do, man.
Yeah. And your ass going to find somebody that wants to do that with you. And you're going to be mad. She's going to be like, you're going to be like, leave me alone. She'll be like, okay. She's going to go right over there.
Do
you
the
know
same
what your
shit?
punk, yep. And you know what your punk ass going to do?
What's up?
What you reading? Tell me about it. And her ass gonna give you that look like, I knew it. Knew your ass gonna come over here. If she don't say it, she gonna give you the look. And it's gonna be the best thing for you. Because you know why? It's not about the similar interest. It's the balance of it all. You know what I mean? I think we gonna have some topics. We could do that. We're gonna have some talks. Because I think
I swear to God, you fool, you might be the most recurring fucking person on this podcast, dog. I'm
bro,
telling you, I literally just said it, fool. We go deep. We start off with a simple topic, dog, and we just fucking run with it, my boy. Literally, I literally said we were gonna end it. Here we go, another 10 minutes, fool, on a different
yeah,
topic.
I know. Look, I'm done.
So searching. Me and the homie, dog.
Let me say this. I go by the name DSteezy. You go to DSteezy.com. My game, my stream. I'm a social justice advocate. That's my boy. I got records coming out. March 15th, I got Buy For Now coming out featuring my boy Justin Hill. And then March 22nd, that Friday on my birthday, we got 2 tracks coming out, 2 dance tracks, one rapping in Spanish. Shout out to Othree. And then we got another one, another dance track that I think y'all gonna like too. And then after that, we got more music coming out every Friday. That's gonna hopefully lead up to our little EP. But that's nothing because we still gonna have more music going, more music coming. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, you can check me out on DSteezy.com. I will be, and I am going to be a reoccurring person on this this show. We're gonna have some topics to discuss, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Because this shit don't stop. We're gonna keep it going.
With that being said, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, the notification bell so you know when I drop another video, when I go live. I see ya when I see ya. Don't forget to love yourself today, all right? Adios.
Stepping out the door with some fresh 90s, the old whites, the drips nice. Yeah, I'm icy, but I don't wear eyes. Still a fool that looks fly. Got my button down on.